Recording in progress.
Okay. So, let's begin. Let's just begin sitting tall and straight as always. Close the eyes and bring the attention inward. Nothing to do, nothing to seek. Everything we need can already be found within. Let's begin with the sound of Om 3 times to attract divine attention. Imagine you're becoming one with all beings, merge with all beings. May all beings everywhere be happy and free from suffering and enjoy this practice through our senses. May we always have a strong desire for liberation from pain and suffering. And may we cherish no ill feelings against each other. Only peace, love, joy, and compassion. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Let's do the mantra for purification to purify this space, the ground, and all the psychic channels within. If you don't know it, just pretend you're saying it through the voice of the Guru. You derive all the benefits as though you were chanting it perfectly. Om Pavitraha Pavitra Va Salva Vashtanga Topi Va Yaha Smarit Pantrikaksham Sabaya Bihantrahaschi. So let's begin. I just remember I had to turn on my spotlight. Give me a second. Okay, so we're going to start some warm-up exercise. It's going to work the whole body basically using a wheel. Okay, so if anything doesn't feel good for you, just modify as you need to, as always. So we're going to just start off by taking the wheel. So the important thing that I find useful for the wheel is just imagine it as part of your body, just an extension of your body. Okay, so try to connect with it as much as possible. So we're going to take the wheel into the right arm and bring it onto the right shoulder. Now push down into the shoulder and push it into the right side of the head. So you just try to get the wheel to conform to the body, and just use the wheel to just tilt the head over to the left. Drop the left shoulder. Good. Hello, thanks for coming. So just keep pushing the wheel, and then what you can do is you can just slide your left hand out further, and depending on the flexibility, you can continue to drop towards the left, slide your forearm down towards the left. And then coming back, roll the wheel all the way out to the wrist if you can. If it's too heavy, you can just allow it to sit nearer to the shoulder. So depending on your strength, you can bring it out to the side and just extend the arms. Good. And then just turn to the right, taking the wheel with you, twist at the hips. Inhale, come back to the center and go all the way to the other side. As far as you can. Keep the chest open, like you're trying to pull the hands behind your back. And coming back. Now take your left hand over to the wheel and then bring it up over the head. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, push the wheel back behind the head. Open up through the chest. Inhale, lift up through the heart. Lift the lower back. Exhale, push the wheel as far back behind your head as possible. Always according to your condition. Remember, don't go to a place of pain or suffering. That's not what you want to transmit. Now come back, and now bring it onto your left shoulder. Push it against your left side of the head. Again, try to get as close to the neck as possible. Right hand comes to slide over to the right. And use the wheel again to push into the side of the head. Lengthen the left side of the neck. Try not to jam up the right side of the neck. The weight of the wheel will allow you to go a little bit deeper into stretch bit by bit. Try not to lift the left side of the seat up off the ground. Keep both sides of the seat grounded. And then coming back. Now roll the wheel out towards wrist again, or allow it to sit close to the shoulder as you need to. Inhale, lift. Exhale, go to your left. Turn, pivot the body at the hips. Try not to allow the right arm to go forward. Pull it back. And then come back to the center and go to the other side. Drop your shoulders down. Keep the neck long. And come back to the center. Good. Now bring the wheel back up over the head. Inhale, reach up. Exhale now, bring it right in front of the chest. So the hand is flat against the wheel and push the wrist into the wheel. So lift your elbows up, try to keep the bottom of the wrist down so you feel a stretch in the backs of the hands. Lift your elbows up, try to push the wheel down without disconnecting your wrists from the wheel. And then bring it back up, and then from here just set on your lap, and then just bring your fists, form fists with your hands, and just make figure eights with your wrists. Good. And now take the wheel, press the back of the hand against the wheel like this. Okay, so the fingers, the backs of the hands, including the fingernails if you can, against the wheel. The wrists are about midway up. And then lift the wheel again towards your chin and drop your elbows down. This time you feel the stretch in the insides of the hands and inside the wrists. Good. Try to pull the elbows down as much as possible without detaching your fingers or your fingernails. Good. And then from here, lower the wheel back down. Again, you just turn your wrists around with your hands together or your hands apart, whatever you like. Okay, so now open up the shoulders a little bit more. Take the wheel up in both hands and bring it behind your head. Now keep your right hand at the top part of the wheel, holding the edge with your thumb, the thumb on the inside. And if you can, push the wheel further down your back. See if you can get your left hand, the thumb, to hook inside the wheel. So sort of like we're doing Gomukhasana, okay? So pull the wheel down, further down the back. As you inhale, allow the back to conform to the shape of the wheel. Allow the head to go back, press the back of the head to press into the wheel. Lift the elbow up and keep pushing the wheel down towards the lower back. Try to get your whole back to conform to the shape of the wheel. Good. Keep the elbows close to the center line of the body. And now from here, go forward. So bend forward. Bring the forehead down on the ground and lift your seat up. Again, be careful here. Be mindful of your shoulders, your elbow joints, and see if you can lift your seat up like you're doing a hair pose. And you can again try to push the wheel round your back. Push the back back into the wheel. Lift your seat over your knees. And then come all the way back up. Good. And then just release, take the wheel back up and bring it back down onto your lap. And again, just shake your shoulders around, just move it around a little bit. And then do it on the other side. So bring the wheel back up again and then bend your arms. Slide the wheel down the back, so use your hands to just push the wheel down your back. The left hand stays close to the top of the wheel. The right hand comes close to the bottom of the wheel. Hook your thumbs, your left fingers inside the wheel, your thumb with the right hand inside the wheel. And again, lean back.
Try to get the wheel to come further down the back by scooching down further. Bring your elbows closer to one another, so you're trying to line them up behind the back. And just press the wheel into the back and the back into the wheel. The back head presses into the wheel as well. Pull the left shoulder up, the left elbow up. And then gradually come forward. So tip your head forward. Bring your elbow down onto the ground, maybe the top of the head, the forehead, and then lift your seat up until again you feel a stretch. Push the upper back into the wheel, round your back. Come on to the top of the head if you can. So opening up the armpits here. And then slowly press into your elbow, your left elbow, and make your way back up. Good. And then release, bring the wheel back up over the head, and back down. Again, just shake up the shoulders a little bit. So from here, we're going to open up the legs wide. And then roll the thighs a little bit inwards here. So now we're going to take the wheel just in the center, like just in front of the roots, and then just start to roll it forward. All the way forward. Hands on top of the wheel, and then the head comes down below the arms. So stretch out as much as you can. Push the wheel as far away as possible. Try to keep the back nice and straight. And then roll the wheel back. As you roll the wheel back, round your back. Roll the wheel right towards you, push it into the belly. Lift the chest, lift the head, and again, push the wheel forward again. So nice fluid movements. Roll forward, the hands on top of the wheel. Try to get as long as possible, the forehead coming to the ground. Get full extension. And then slowly roll it back again, rounding your back as you're pulling the wheel back towards the body. Lift the chest, bring the head all the way back, and one more time. Push the wheel forward as far as you can. Try to get your belly on the ground. The forehead's the ground. Don't worry if your belly doesn't touch down. Just try to think of lengthening the spine from the base of the spine all the way to the top of the head. Get as long as possible. That's it. Lead with the heart. Push your heart forward. And then start to make your way back. Round your back and make your way back. So now we're going to take the wheel to the left foot. So push the inside, bring the right foot inside the wheel, pushing on the back, the far end of the wheel, and then we're going to turn to your right. So you're taking the wheel with your left hand holding the top edge of the wheel. The right hand can either be right behind the back, just against the seat. If you can lean forward and see if you can take your right hand all the way around and bring it onto your left thigh. Inhale, sit up tall. Exhale, tug on the wheel and twist to the right. Roll the left thigh outwards with the hands. Just slide your hand down. Just use a peel the palm to roll the thigh outwards again. Be mindful in all your movements. One more breath. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, turn a little bit more to the right. Then coming back. And now from here, we're going to turn the wheel so that the short end is facing up, the heel is on the inside of the wheel. Okay, so now we're going to lean to your right. Slide your right arm along the inside of the leg, all the way through. If you can get your hand all the way through, through the wheel, go ahead. And then from here, if you want, you can bring your left arm over the head. Some kind of flexibility, you just reach. Some of you might be able to interlace your fingers on the outside of the wheel and push the base of the toe, which is inside the wheel, against the base of the thumb as well. Turn your left shoulder back. Push the right shoulder against the inside of the knee. That's it. Turn your body sideways, no folds on the underside of the body. from here, come all the way back up. From here, we're going to roll the wheel all the way over to the other side. And again, you take the wheel, so the wheel's sitting on top of your shin and your base, the toes of the left foot are pushing inside the wheel. Reach over, turn and face the wheel, the left leg, the right hand takes hold of the edge of the wheel. Your left hand can go all the way around the back if you like, and onto your right thigh. If it doesn't reach, just place it just behind your seat, in the center of the seat. Now inhale, lift through the chest, sit up tall, exhale, turn to your left. You can use your left hand to roll the right thigh outwards. You're pushing against the wheel with the toes of the base of the toes of the left foot. Good, chest nice and open. One more breath, sit up tall, exhale, turn a little bit more, roll the right thigh outwards more. And at the end of the exhale, come back. So then turn your wheel, so sitting on the short edge, your left heel is inside the wheel, just sitting on the inside of the wheel. And now we're just going to bend to your left. So slide your left arm all the way alongside the inside of the leg, maybe right through the wheel if you can. The back of the left shoulder pressing on the inside of the wheel. And then bring the right arm over the head. So depending on your flexibility, you might just have the arm hovering over the head. If you can maybe take your hand all the way and interlace your fingers on the outside of the wheel. And push the base of the big toe of the left foot into the heel of the left palm. That's it. Good. Take a deep breath in, stretch. Exhale, keep on sliding, lengthen the underside of the body. Try not to make wrinkles in the side body. That's it, beautiful. And then slowly come out. All right, now from here, heron pose. So just lean to your left. If you can, fold the right leg back so it's alongside the seat. If it's too much, if you have any knee issues, you can keep your knee in front like this, okay? But if you can lean to the right and fold the leg back so the foot is beside your seat. So again, according to your knees. And from here, we're just going to start easy. Just bring your wheel just behind your thigh, push against the front wheel, and lift your left leg up. So you're just pressing against the back of the shin. You can hold the inside of the wheel like this, or the outside of the wheel. Try to stay tall and straight. Good. Now, depending on your flexibility, we're going to now take the wheel and take the foot inside the wheel and just pull the wheel towards you. So you're holding onto the bottom edge of the wheel. You try to get the body close, keep your body close to your leg. Okay, so you can actually, find it easier to hold from the inside and just pull the wheel towards you. Maybe even hook your chin inside the wheel. So this gets the back to lengthen. Good. Now, if you're very flexible, you can even lift the wheel up, slip your arms in between, inside the wheel. Lift the edge of the bottom edge of the wheel, and then you can maybe bring your head right inside the wheel. So then your head is sitting on the inside of the left leg. Again, this is not for everybody. If you have the flexibility, you can go ahead and try this one. Okay, so the back of the head is resting on the inside of the wheel, and your head is right beside, just on the inside, the left of to the right of the left shin. That's it. Good. Okay, so from here, bring the wheel back down. So this is called, it's a variation of compass pose. So you're going to bring the wheel underneath your leg again, roll it out, pull the leg up. So here we're going to strip your left shoulder on the inside of the leg. If you can reach up. You might be able to take hold of the foot here, over the head, and then just push the back of the shoulder into the wheel. The back of the leg is resting on the wheel, and then you can just pull yourself up. If you need a strap, you can use a strap. So if you can't reach your foot, wrap a strap around the foot and just pull on the strap like that. Okay, so. Good. Push the back of the shoulder into the inside of the leg here. So if it's more comfortable, sometimes it's easier to open up your legs a little bit more as well. So widen your base at this point, and then you just push your arm against the wheel, against the inside of the leg, and then open up. Try to open up your chest a little bit. That's the idea. Good. Couple more stretches. Inhale, sit tall. Exhale, turn your chest up. Good. All right, so now slowly release. Roll the wheel out so that your heel is on the wheel, and from here, push into your hands, lift your back, lift up so you're on the back, on the shin. And so here, just playing with your balance a little bit, you can take your hands to the heel and pull your body onto your leg. If you're more flexible, you can bring your hands all the way to the outside of the wheel and just rest your belly on your thigh. And you can continue to push the wheel, nudge the wheel further forward away from you. Okay, so you feel a little more stretch in the hamstring. So do it very slowly and gradually. Try to imagine you're trying to get your chest to come onto the wheel. That's the idea. Good. Your hip is over the back knee. Nice. Okay, so here we're going to go into a pose called Visvamitrasana. So you can do it a few different ways. So you're going to turn your body so that your shin is perpendicular to the edge of the wheel. Your shin is parallel with the side of the wheel. Okay, so you can stay like this, and you can reach over. Some of you might be able to take hold of the foot. Again, you can use a strap if you like. Put the strap around the foot, and you can pull on the foot. If you can reach the foot, just take hold of the toes and turn your chest up. So this is variation number 1 like this. Okay, so. That's the idea. Good, beautiful. Now, there's an option here. If you like, you can bring your left foot back out in line with the knee and then lift the knee up off the ground. This is a full pose. Okay, so you can just keep your right arm up straight, or you can take the hand to the foot and then you just keep on pushing the wheel away from you to get a stretch. So again, do it very gradually, do it very carefully so you don't overstretch here. So this is the full pose with your knee up off the ground. And again, you can just have the right arm up. So you hold the wheel in place with the back of with the underside of the shin. That's the idea. Good, that's the idea. Okay. Nice. All right. So break the pose. Let's try it on the other side now. So starting off with heron pose, again with your leg folded inside like this, or if you can, lean to your right and bring your left foot behind. Okay, so again, starting with your wheel underneath your thigh, and then just push the wheel against your thigh. and just bring your legs up. Then you can just massage a little bit by pushing it against the wheel a little bit, the wheel against the leg. Keep your back straight if you can, try not to hunch the back. Good. Now if this is very easy for you, you can then take the wheel and place a foot on the inside of the wheel and then just pull the wheel towards you. So you can hold the edge of the wheel that's closer to the leg and then pull the wheel up closer. You might be able to lift your chin and rest your chin on the inside of the wheel. So this is an option here, depending on the length of your legs, of course. And if you're very flexible, again, you can tip your wheel up, so you slip your arms inside the wheel, lift the bottom edge of the wheel, and then see if you can bring your head inside. So the underside, the back of the head, will be resting on the back, on the inside of the wheel. Your head is just sitting beside the inside of the right, to the right of the shin. And different levels for different levels of flexibility. Go according to your condition. That's it. Beautiful, everybody. Nice. Okay, so now let's open up the legs a little bit. Open up your base. You can keep your left leg extended if it's again too much for your knee, or you can keep it folded back. So compass pose. Bring your wheel underneath your right leg, and from here just push your arm, the back of the arm, the shoulder against the inside of the leg. You can use the strap again, take the strap around the foot and pull the foot up and straight. If you have the reach, you can take hold of the foot. So your leg is resting on the wheel, and you try to turn your body away from the wheel. So turn your chest up. Try not to hunch forward. Good. Remember, you can use a strap. That's the idea. Good. Couple more stretches here. Keep lifting up through the chest. And then break the pose. So now we're going to face the wheel. Come up off your foot, so you're standing on your knee, and move your wheel out so that your heel is sitting on the top of the wheel. Adho Manasana. You can bend the toes under and the back foot. Sometimes that helps with balance. And just pull your body down onto your leg. You can hold on to the heel, or you can hold on to the far end of the wheel. And you can continue to push, nudge the wheel a little bit further away from you. Keep pushing into the base of the left toe so you don't roll too much, so stay stable. Keep pulling your body down onto the wheel, nice and straight. And then break the pose. Now Visvamitrasana. So turn your left leg, so that your shin is parallel with the edge of the wheel. And from here, you can stay here like this. The right arm in front of, just against the right elbow is against the knee. Your left arm comes over the head. Or if you can reach and take hold of the base of the toes. And if this is easy for you, if you want to go further, you can turn your left leg again, so that's in the same line as your knee, and your right leg, and lift the knee up off the ground. Push the foot down, and again, you can just keep your left arm up, straight on top of the other one, or reach over the head and see if you can take hold of the toes and keep pushing the wheel away from you with your foot. That's it, good. So now break the pose, bring the left knee down and so up and pull the wheel back towards you. Okay, so now we're going to do some pigeon poses. Actually, we're going to do lizard first. So you're going to bring the left foot forward towards the edge of the mat, and then the right foot, so set up for lizard here. Drop your knee down, flatten up the toes, and just bring your wheel in front of your chest. And you can start by having your forearms down on the ground if you can. The knee stays close to shoulder and just rest your chin on the wheel. And just keep on trying to slide your right toes back, try to get your hips to sink down. So imagine you're doing a sphinx pose. When your hips are anchored down, the rest of the body will follow more easily. And then you can sort of scooch the wheel forward a little bit further forward. Try to get lower and lower. Now if this is again pretty easy for you, you can start to roll the wheel forward with your hands. And you can place your hands on top of the wheel and see if you can get your chest down, then like this pose will be more possible for you, of course. You can bring the forehead down onto the ground and keep on pushing the wheel far forward, anchored down to the back foot. So the back of the foot, imagine it's glued in place, but you're trying to stretch the front of the body, the top part of the body forward, the trunk. So. That's it. Feel very heavy through the hips. Imagine you have a big weight sitting on top of your seat. All these visualizations help you to go a little bit deeper into the pose. So when you're really heavy in the hips, the rest of the body will follow more easily. Eventually the belly comes down and then the chest. That's it. Good. And then come back up. Since we're on the side, we're going to stay with this side. So now we're going to place the right shin on top of the wheel. So move the wheel close to you so you can get your left shin on top. Okay, so then you're going to place the arms in front of the leg, the shin, as though you're trying to tuck your leg underneath your arms like you're holding a newspaper. And then from here, you scoot your right knee back and you push the wheel forward with your leg. So you just keep on pushing forward so that the hips sink down just behind the wheel. And you can kind of scoot your hands forward a little bit. If you're more flexible, you just keep on pushing your wheel forward. Your leg will come closer to your collarbone. Your right leg keeps going back. Just like that. That's to bring the shin right across the top of the wheel. So your wheel's sitting underneath the middle of the shin. You just keep on sliding forward. That's it. And allow your hips to sink down just behind the wheel. So your hips are coming down. That's the idea. Good. Yeah? Is it okay? All right. So we're going to do... Okay, so from here, this is an arm balance practice, so flying crow. So your legs in position, you hook your toes around the outside of the arm, close to the shoulder. And then you bend your toes under in the back foot, you come forward all the way. And eventually, you can lift your right leg up. So your elbows are over your wrists. See that? So from here, it just comes forward. You're holding the leg in place underneath your arms, close to your armpits. You push the shin into, it's a little bit on the front of the wheel, and then you see if you can lift your right leg up. Push into your hands. That's, again, if you want to try it. That's it. Beautiful. That's it. Come all the way forward. That's it. So your elbows are going to be right over your wrists. That's the idea. Good. That's it. Keep raising your leg up higher. Your head comes closer to the ground. Good. Fun, eh? And come down. So, all right. So now from here, let's change legs. So you bring the right foot forward, move it to the edge of the mat, and then left foot goes all the way back. Left leg goes all the way back. Again, just see if you can come down onto your forearms if you can, and bring your wheel underneath your chin. And just rest here. Keep the right shoulder close to the knee, your knee close to the shoulder, and sink down to the hips again. Imagine they're anchored down. Once they're anchored down, the rest of the body falls. It's like you're doing a Sphinx pose. Keep scooching the right toes back, drop down to the hips. If this is easy for you, you can roll your wheel forward in front, place your hands on top of the wheel, and then see if you can get your head down to the ground. You keep pushing the wheel away so you get more length. Visualize the hips really heavy as though they're made of lead, the hip bone's made of lead. That's it, good. Good, bit by bit, just keep visualizing yourself in the poses, even if you can't get them. Just create a boundless imagination, and then eventually the body will arrive. Now prepare to come out. Bring the wheel back towards you. And then again, bring it quite close so you can get your shin on the wheel. So the shin is resting on top of the wheel like this. So the middle part of the shin is on the top of the wheel. And from here, bring your hands in front of the leg. Both hands, and then just start to slide the left toes back. And at the same time, you're just pushing the wheel forward with your right leg. So then your leg comes underneath your arms and your armpits, and then closer to your collarbone. Your leg is right underneath your leg, and your hips are coming down nice and slow. They're sinking down right behind the wheel. So then you're flattening out. One more breath. Push the wheel forward a little bit more with the leg as your hips sink down on the exhale. And then from here, pull the wheel towards you a little bit more, but you have to kind of scoot your left knee in, and then position yourself for flying crow. So the foot is hooking around the left arm, the toes, very close to the shoulder. Bend the toes under on the left foot, and then roll forward. You have to come quite far forward until your elbows are over the wrists. Your head is close to the ground. Push into your hands. Push with your toes into the upper arm, close to the shoulder, and see if you can get your left leg up. That's it. Good. Try to get your foot right on your shoulder, Tanya. That's it. Move in until your foot, your toes are hooking around the shoulder, close to the shoulder. That's it. There you go. Okay? Good. Beautiful. All right. Now come down. So come into child's pose for a moment. Open up your knees, and from here just bring your belly down, the forehead on the ground. Pull the wheel far forward. And then release. All right. So it's preparation for Hanumanasana. So you have a few options in Hanumanasana. You can have the wheel, I'll do it this way so you can see. Left foot in front, just have the wheel just sitting in front of you. Bend the toes under the back foot and scooch your leg back. So option 1 is you do the same thing as Dharma usually does with your hands on either side of the leg. You're a straight line from the back knee to the front knee, and you just keep pushing through the heel. You can just rest your hand on the wheel, okay, and just use this as a prop to just come down. So this is option number 1. So let's try that together. If you feel comfortable, you can place both hands on the wheel. And just keep pushing through the back heel, the toes, the roots of your toes, and the front heel. And just pulse softly. So this is the first option. If you're quite flexible, you can place your foot on top of the wheel. Okay, so then you start to force the heels on top of the wheel, and then you can do the same kind of thing. Right, so you bring your hands alongside the wheel, and then you just sink your seat down like this. Okay, so again, know your limitations. Eventually, you might be able to get your whole seat on the ground. Okay, so this is option number 2. Go according to your position. That's the idea. Nice. All right. Good. Now change sides. Bring your other leg in front and try it again. So your wheel is again sitting just against the front thigh. You push the wheel out, the right foot out, and then you just come to the position where you can sink your seat down. You can place your left hand on the wheel, maybe both hands on the wheel. And then you just keep on inching the right foot forward. Try to keep your shoulders over the hips. Try the other one. If you have the flexibility, you would put the right foot on the wheel, the heel, and you start off in Hanumanasana like we did before. You have to use your hand to push the wheel forward, and then scooch the back foot back, and then just kind of sink again. Try to bring your hands down alongside the hips so your body stays upright. That's it. Good. Break the pose. If you have the foot on a wheel, push into your fingertips and roll the wheel back with your foot. So again, child's pose. Bring your seat on the heels, forehead down. Breathe in, breathe out. Alright, so now come to the right end of the mat, so that most of your mat's to the left of you. So we're going to roll out the side body. So you're going to come into Gomukhasana. Your left knee on the ground, your right knee in front. And then bring your right foot out, left foot out to the right and sit down between your feet. Okay, so Gomukhasana. Most of the mat's to the left of you. And bring your wheel right against the left hip. Okay, so then we're just going to drape our body over the wheel. Bring the right arm up and bring the left hand up and catch the wrist and pull on the arm. So tug on the arm, try to get the arm, imagine trying to get your hand to the floor. And again, you're trying to get the wheel to the body to conform to the shape of the wheel. So now we're going to roll on the side. So we're going to push off with your right foot. So from here, you're just going to
roll all the way down the wheel along the side body, right underneath the armpit and all the way to the bottom of the hip. Do it nice and slow, okay? Get right into the bottom of the hip and then back. A couple more times, 5 times in total. And back. Alright, so the next time you come, you stay here with your wheel sort of wedged in between just underneath your rib cage and the hips. So it's kind of sitting in like the waist area. Try to push into your left hand, make sure you don't drop into your shoulder. Keep your left arm extended. Press down through the left foot, and from here, you can bring the right knee up. So you're sitting, your left side of the body is sitting on a wheel. So if you can, you bring the right knee up. If you can take hold of the inside of the foot and bring the leg up. Sort of like dancer pose, ballet pose. Good, make sure the base, the inside of the foot is grounded. Very good. Now from here, just for balance, just for fun, you can keep rolling forward. Form on the ground and see if you can pick up your left leg up. So you're resting on the wheel, your legs are up off the ground. So make sure that your hip is anchored down, and then you can bring the right arm up as well. So balance on the wheel. Hold your breath as you're trying to come into the balance. You'd come right onto your form. That's it. Good. Good. Now take your arm up, Tanya. That's it, Sandy. Beautiful. Good. All right. And then break the pose, come back. Nice. All right. So you can do, is that Marianne? Okay, so yeah. So just, we'll do the other side, but then you can do the other side again, okay? So like, let's go to the far end of the mat, or you can just do that side. Let's do the right side together. So sit at the left edge of the mat, so the whole mat is to the right of you. And again, stand on your knees. Bring the left foot in front, and then across in front. And then the other knee's tucked behind it, and the right foot swings out to your left, and sit down between your feet. Gobukasana. Now bring the wheel right against the right hip, and then just lean the side on, like just lean against the wheel. Pick up the right arm, left arm goes over the head, and catch the wrist, and pull on the arm. So try not to lift either side of the seat. Both sides of the seat stay grounded. And just push the wheel against your body so that your side body is just pressing against the wheel. Okay? Good. Tug on the hands. Nice elongation here through the left side of the body. And then coming back up. Now from here we're going to push off your left foot and the right foot, and we're just going to roll all the way along. Allow the wheel to roll all the way along the right side of the body, from the armpits all the way up to underneath the hip. Okay, so about 5 times. Just you're dragging the right foot along and you're pushing off your left foot. And again, roll all the way and back. And the next time, stop when your wheel is sitting underneath your, like just cushioned inside the waist. Bring the right hand out. So make sure that the right foot is grounded here. So push into the inside edge of the foot, and then you can see you can take your right knee up. Good. So allow your right hip to just rest on the wheel. If you're more flexible, ballet pose. Take hold the inside the heel and bring the left foot up. There you go. Good. Find the balance. Good, beautiful. All right, so now release the foot, bring it down, and from here, make sure again that you're secure on the wheel. Come forward all the way until you're on your elbow. So now the wheel is a little bit more underneath your hip, and see your left leg is up. See if you can get the right leg up to meet it. So your legs are parallel now, and then balance on the wheel. See if you can take your left arm up. That's it. That's it. Hold your breath. Beautiful. That's it. It's finding that point of balance. Good, everybody. Beautiful. All right. And now break the pose. Come back out. Nice. All right, so now we're going to open up the front of the body a little bit, and then the back body, okay, and then the shoulders along with it. So place your wheel in front, place your belly on the wheel, and then come forward. So you're resting your belly on the wheel. So it's sort of like, you remember how you did acro yoga when you're acrobatic partner yoga, when you're resting on someone's feet, the wheel's like representing the feet. So just arch your back. Come onto your fingertips, lift your legs. It's like Shalabhasana. Good. And from here, if you like, you can reach back with your left hand and take hold of the foot and push the foot away from your body. Engage. Like if it's too much, you can keep your right foot on the ground. Okay, so if you're finding it too much trouble to balance, eventually though, if you keep pulling on the foot and sink your body into the wheel. Good. That's it. That's it. Push the foot away from you. Excellent. Now try it on the other side. Okay, so now your wheel is sort of between your belly and your thigh. Come onto your fingertips. Lift your legs up. I like being in the finger stand, tenting the hands, because you have a lot of power in your fingertips. And then bend the right leg if you like. Take hold of the foot. You can start with your foot on the ground actually, and pull the foot up nice and high, away from your head. And then eventually hold your breath. Keep that left leg extended. And you can see if you can raise the left foot up as well. Push your chest forward. That's it. Good. All right, so now this one's a little bit trickier. You're trying to balance without any hands. So if you like, you can always take a block. If I can find a block, you can always use a block to anchor the wheel in place. So if it starts to move too much, you can always set the block in front of the wheel like this, okay? And then you come onto the wheel. You have to position yourself again so that the wheel is underneath your breastbone. Okay, so and the bottom of the wheel is close to your thighs. And bring your legs up, and see you can eventually take your arms up, like that. Okay, so if you want to do it without the block, you can. You have to come forward a little bit. Allow your belly to sink into the wheel, the edges of your abdomen.
to just kind of hug the wheel. Okay, so lift your chest, engage your legs, and see if you can float. It's good core stability exercise. That's it. Takes a little while to find the right balance point. Nice and slow. Take your arms up one at a time. Bring your shoulders back a little bit. Open up to the chest. Really engage your back muscles. Okay? That's the idea. All right. That one takes a little bit of practice. Don't get discouraged. There you go. Good. All right. And now return. Okay, so many ways to work the wheel. So we try to use your creativity to, to find different ways to use the wheel. So let's now bring the wheel. Let's see. Okay, let's sit at the front end of the mat. The wheel behind your back. So you know this one, I'm sure. You just roll a few times. Use your feet to push and just kind of roll all the way. To come all the way so the wheel comes all the way underneath your seat and behind you, and then all the way back. So it goes back just a little bit behind the head. Just do this a few times. So eventually, come all the way back until you're on your shoulders. So back to shoulders in the mat are on the mat, and the wheel is underneath your body, just somewhere between your mid back and your the sacrum. Okay, so here you can just hold the wheel like this, stretch out the body, hold the far end of the wheel. The feet are flat on the ground. So nice stretch from the toes all the way to the chin. Now, bring the right knee up, bring the foot on the wheel, on the top of the wheel, and hold it in place with your hands. Okay, so you're holding the edge of the wheel and your foot on the wheel at the same time with your hands, and then you can bring your left leg up. Okay, now so your wheel is sitting underneath you, and then depending on flexibility, you can keep trying to bring your left leg over the head. You might end up looking like a plow pose with your left leg. Your left leg can come all the way but behind your head, and you're still holding the right foot in place. You might need to move your right foot a little bit further up on top of the wheel in order to get a nice stretch. That's it. Good. Roll the left hip down. Now you can either stay here. Some of you, if you have a lotus, you can then bring your left foot onto your right hip crease. And then if you get your leg in lotus, you can just keep pushing your left knee forward as though you're trying to touch the ground in front of your wheel to the ground. Okay, so that's another option that you can do here, that you can experiment to open up the thigh a little bit. Good. All right, now come back down, all the way back, and we'll do the other side. Okay, so now come all the way back until your shoulders are on the ground. Come into iron bridge again, that low bridge.
Your feet down, your body stretched out. And then bring the left leg up, bring the knee up, and then place your foot on top of the wheel. Hold it in place with both hands, like you're screwing your foot in place by holding the edges of the wheel and the foot to the wheel. And then bring the right leg up. So then again, you pull the right leg all the way back as far as you can, like you're doing a plow pose. Your left foot still stays on the wheel. You can move your foot a little bit closer to your seat, so the foot's on top of the wheel eventually, so you might be able to get your toes to the ground behind your head. Take your attention to all those areas that feel tight. That's where the prana will go with your attention. Your attention is like a magnet. And again, if you have a lotus, you can fold the right leg again, and bring the foot right onto your left hip crease, and then drop the right knee forward, so you're trying to get it to the ground in front of your wheel.
That's it. Good. And then break the pose, coming back down, roll all the way back up. Okay, so now working a little bit deeper into the back bend here.
Sit against the wheel. Let's start off with supported bridge first. Okay, so just lie with your wheel behind your back.
And just allow the head to just drop back. The back head's on the wheel. And you're just allowing the wheel to just press into the back of the heart. It's an expression of surrender here. Conform the body to the shape of the wheel again. Now bring your hands to your head and pull your head back up.
Okay, so now we're going to raise your arms up, bend at the elbows, and bring your hands just underneath your ears. Spread your fingers, and then take hold the edges of the wheel. So bring your feet close to your seat. Raise your arms up, bring your arms down, your elbows are up, the wrists just underneath your ears, spread your fingers, and then you might be able to find the wheel. And then if you find the wheel, just rest your head on the back head on the wheel. And from here again, you can roll back and forth a little bit. Lift your seat up off the ground. Keep the back of the body connected to the wheel. Eventually you might be able to get your elbows onto the ground. Okay, so just come back a few more times. Do this a few more times. Keep your elbows close to your head. And if you can get your forearms on the ground, rest there for a moment. Your legs extended, your feet flat on the ground. And then walk your feet closer to the wheel, so your heels are close to the wheel. Chakrasana. So keep holding on to the edge of the wheel and lift your back up off the wheel. Just like that. Okay, so push your head in front of your arms. Get your back up off the wheel. So you might eventually be able to walk your feet closer. You might be able to get one wheel on one foot on the wheel. If you manage to get your foot on the wheel, you keep holding on to the edge of the wheel, you hold your breath, and you have to push your foot away with the foot that's on the wheel. And you can eventually come up with your other leg and maybe place the foot on the wheel as well. Okay, so again, according to your comfort level, according to your abilities. not necessary. You just stay in Chakrasana if you like. And when you're ready, come back down. Bring your back down onto the wheel.
All good? All right.
Okay. So we're going to start off with camel. And then this goes towards Kapotasana. So you bring your feet just, your wheels in between your feet. Just bring your hands on the wheel and lift your chest. Push your hips away. Bring your head back. And then bring your head back up. Bring your left foot on the wheel. So your shin is against the front of the wheel, your left top of the foot is on the wheel. And you come back up. And from here, you can just bring your left, let's see. You can bring your left hand, slide it down the back just behind the wheel, and bring your right arm over the head. Like that. Just stretching the quad a little bit, the thigh. And then come back, walk your hand back up onto the wheel, and release, and try the other leg. So you bring your right foot down just on the outside of the wheel, your left shin against the wheel, your foot on the top of the wheel, and you come up. Press off the fingertips and come up. And from here again, right hand on the wheel, and slide your hand all the way down the back of the wheel until it finds maybe the fingers find the ground. Left arm goes over the head. Arch back. Break the pose. Push the hand back up off the wheel, up the wheel, and come back. So now, since a little bit more, you can place the, let's see, you might be able to place the wheel against the wall. Walk your knees a little bit far away so you can get both feet on the wheel. And then from here, both feet are on the wheel, okay? So you might need to open up your knees a little bit. So from here, you bring your hands onto the wheel and you lean back very slowly so you don't fall off the wheel. And then eventually you bring your hands to the ground. You can secure the wheel in place with a block as well. You can place a block in behind the wheel, and then you can eventually go down as far as you feel comfortable. Some of you might be able to get your back right onto the wheel. And then the head rests on the wheel. And then you bring your hands over the head. Okay, so just stretch it out. So now break the pose, lift your chin, push into your fingertips, bring one hand on the wheel and then the other, and then come up. So this one takes a little bit of, this might take a little bit of practice too, just to get the balance. Okay, so now the Kapotasana. So you want to push the wheel a little bit. Start with your wheel just against your seat. Your knees are forward, so if you don't have as much back flexibility, you lengthen your stance, and then you bring your hands on the wheel, and then lower yourself down carefully onto the wheel,
And then bring your arms up over the head. You can take hold of the edges of the mat if you like, just like that, and just keep on trying to push the wheel towards your backs, your knees. Eventually, you might be able to take your hands on the ground, and then just walk your fingers back, just trying to find the toes like that. Okay? So, this is preparation for Kapotasana. If you're more flexible, you can take your fingers, again, your wrists underneath your ears, spread your fingers, and take hold of the edges of the wheel, and then you keep pulling on the wheel until your elbows come down. So that's another way to get into it if you have more flexibility. That's so cool. Take it nice and slow. Start with your wheel like further away from you, so that it's sort of like resting on the seat. And yeah, that's it. Good. That's it. Take your arms over the head, and then start to walk. So make as though you're trying to go into Urdhva Dhanurasana. You want to try to walk your hands towards your toes. Your fingers are facing towards the toes, and you just try to walk that's it, your hands towards your toes. Good. Now that's pretty easy for you. You can try the one with your wrists beside your ears, and you take hold of the edge of the wheel, and then you keep on pulling on the wheel, tugging on the wheel until you get your elbows down. That's it. Good. Good. Keep pulling and get the wheel. And eventually, if you keep walking your hands down the wheel, you might be able to get your elbows down. Again, no forcing, just go nice and slow. That's the idea. You got it. Okay? Nice. Beautiful. And now come back up. All right. So let's try a few poses on the belly. Let's start off with Cobra here, okay? So place your wheel underneath your belly, like this. Place your hands on top of the wheel, and just allow your legs to slip back until your hips come down. And keep pushing the wheel against your chest. And then allow your head to go back. Drop your shoulders down. Your hips are right down to the ground, and you're using the hands to push against the thighs. Your belly, your wheel's against your belly. That's it. And bit by bit, try to move your wheel closer to you so you get more height. So you just keep pushing your wheel towards you so your chest comes higher than the wheel. So the wheel is eventually underneath your... That's the idea, okay? Place your hands on the wheel and just push it towards you. Just rest your hands on top of the wheel, the front of the wheel, and just... So sort of like your wheel is sort of like this. Okay, so you're pushing against the wheel, and then you're pulling against the wheel, and you're just trying to raise your chest up higher than the wheel. So it looks like this. Okay? That's the idea. Good. Now rest for a moment. You can take the wheel just in front and just rest in child's pose or whatever you like to do. So we're going to do this again and try for King Cobra. So you can do this even against the wall if you like. If you move your body, like I'll just show you, like I don't have a wall, but I have my couch here. So you move your shins right against the wall. You do the same thing as before. You bring the wheel as close as possible, like bring the wheel in front of you, and then you just allow your hips to sink forward. So just place yourself so you get your hips on the ground. And then from here, just keep extending up. Point your toes. You might be able to get eventually your toes to your head. To separate your feet. If you don't need a wall necessarily, but sometimes the wall helps to keep the legs anchored in place and they tend to fall back. If you're doing it without a wall, you do the same things we did before. Come into Cobra, push the wheel as far underneath your chest as possible. Bring your head all the way back. Make sure your knees are separated, point the toes, And the action of pushing the wheel against you and pushing the feet up will let you get maybe your feet closer to your head. That's it. Try to bring the wheel as close as possible to you. Get up nice and high. That's it. Good. Imagine you're squeezing socks behind the knees. That's it. Nice. All right. Break the pose. Come back into child's pose. Breathe in. Breathe out. Okay. Next one. Shalabhasana. This is very much like a cobra, except it's another orientation. So just demonstrate here. So you just start off with your belly on your wheel. You come down all the way until your front to shoulders are on the mat. And then you take hold of the back end of the wheel. Bring one leg up, maybe the other one. And you keep using the wheel. So you have to lift your body up off the wheel, scooch it in, closer and closer. Okay, eventually you'll be able to bend your legs and bring your feet all the way to your head. You don't have to do that, of course. You can just have your legs up and even just one leg, just try to get your wheel right close into you. You have to kind of nudge it in, lift your body up a little bit up off the wheel to get it closer and closer to your breastbone. Push into your shoulders and get some nice extension. Okay. Did everyone follow that? You can write in the chat if you want, Tanya, if you didn't. That's it, Sandy. Good. Okay, so start there. That's it, Tatiana. Good. There you go. Now hold the back end of the wheel. That's it. And then bring the legs up. Press into the front of the shoulders. There you go. That's the idea. Okay? Keep holding on to the wheel. Keep pressing the wheel against your body. That's it. Start with your legs straight so you have a nice curve. And then when your feet are further over your head, that's when you bend your legs and bring them towards your head, okay? But you had that nice shape. That's the idea, okay? Good. So just the idea is to press into the front of the shoulders. It's a nice stretch, actually. It's just a nice stretch for the lower back.
Just want to have a question.
Yeah.
My shoulders doesn't reach the floor.
Okay.
So is it okay if I hold the weight on my chin?
You can. You can also put a blanket underneath your shoulders, maybe. See if that helps. But yeah, it's you can have the weight on your chin, that's like a chin stand, basically. Yeah, so just you just press with if you can't get your shoulders down, let me see. If your shoulders don't come down all the way, yeah, I can have a weight on the chin, and then try to bring something underneath, like maybe place a mat down in front of your wheel, and see if you can get your shoulders down. It might be a bit more comfortable than having your weight all on your chin, okay? Good. That's it, Tanya. Good. Keep pulling your body away from the wheel every once in a while and just try to scoot your wheel a little bit closer in. That's the idea. Nice. Is that better, Sandy? Oh, she hasn't tried it yet, so okay. How you doing, Marianne?
Good, just waiting for now.
Okay. All right, good. Okay, so now let's break that pose. Okay, so let's try a couple balance poses. Okay, Adho Chandrasana. So we're going to start off. Okay. So let's start off with your wheel in front of your right foot. We'll start off with this one. Okay, so your wheel is at least maybe about 16 inches away. Place your right hand on the wheel and lift your left leg and bring your left arm up like that. Good. Now bring your left hand back down and bring your right hand on the ground just in front of the wheel. And if you can, bring your left hand to the lift up your wheel with your left arm. Okay, so bring it up. Be careful you have shoulder issues here. Good. Now from here, you can bend your right knee, bend your left knee, place your foot, press through the base of your toes into the wheel, and then bring your wheel up like that. Good. And if you have that easily, you can look towards the front. Your right hip is right over the heel. You can see if you can take your right hand to the wheel as well. Push it up. Toppling tree. Do it nice and slow. Hold your breath as you take your hand up off the ground. Nice, beautiful. Good. That's it, nice and slow. Push to the base of the toe, Sandy. So the base of the toes are pressing into the wheel. Good, all right. And now, try it on the other side. Okay, whenever you're ready. Starting off with your wheel on the ground about 14 or so inches in front of your left foot. Raise your right leg up. Start off with Adho Chandrasana. Good. Then from here, bring your right hand back down. Bend your left knee if you need to. Left hand comes just on the ground, just in front of the wheel, and then bring the right arm of the wheel up with your right hand. Be careful with your shoulder. And then from here, bend your left knee, bend the right knee, and just take your left foot inside the wheel. Push with the base of your toes, and then push your wheel up. Open up a little bit. You can bring, like you're doing that's it. Okay, open up the bodies to the side. Push the foot as far away from your body as possible. Then from here, if you want, you can look forward, roll the right hip down, your left hip right over the heel. Take a half breath in, so you can take the left hand to your chest, or maybe all the way to the wheel. Hold the edge of the wheel and then keep pushing the wheel up. Toppling tree. Be patient, take it slow. That's it. You have to kind of turn your body more so that your chest is facing the ground. That's it. Beautiful, Violetta. Nice. Really nice. beautiful, Tanya. That's it, Marianne. Good. Everybody got it. Nice. And release. Okay. Good. Let's see. Alright, so dancer pose, the overhead dancer, is how you work towards it. Okay, so I'm going to come closer. You can always stand against the wall if you need to. Okay, so you can place your left hand on the right hand on the wheel on the wall. So you want to have your foot, the top part of the foot is inside the wheel. Okay, so you're pressing the foot inside the wheel. Actually, you have to turn your wrist so that your wrist is facing up. Your foot's like this. And then you see if you can bring your elbow into the ribs and then straight up. Okay, so no, so it's not a strain on the joint. Okay, and then from here, you look towards the wheel, you look towards the wall, your elbow comes right beside your head, and then you take your other hand up, and then you pull the wheel, push the wheel up higher over your head. That's the idea. So again, start with your elbow close to the wheel and then lift your foot up as much as you can. So your elbow comes out to the side. So your action of your arm is like this. Out to the side and up. Okay, so following the natural movement of the arm, the joint. So out to the side, try to get your elbow at least higher than the shoulder before you move it forward. Okay? Good. That's the idea. Okay? And then once you have the elbow up close to the head, look forward and push the wheel up higher. The wheel might turn so that the short end of the wheel is up, and then you take your other hand up to the wheel and then you push it up. That's the idea. Good. All right, remember to try it on the other side. So hold the wheel with your wrist up like this. Place your foot, the right foot in the wheel, the top of the foot pressing in, and then the elbow comes out to the side and then in front. And then your other hand can come into the wheel and then lift the wheel up. That's the idea. Once you have that, try to push your elbows closer together towards the head, towards one another. That's the idea. Okay, good. Did that work okay, Tanya? It looked beautiful. Okay, good. All right. So now let's come back out. Okay, so now let's come back to some forward bending here. So have a seat, place your feet on top of the wheel, the soles of your feet together, Tadasana, star pose. So then you can just come forward, allow your knees to drop outwards, your arms, just your shins are almost in your armpits. And then just see if you can bring your forehead to your feet. And then you can keep on pushing your feet further forward. You can hold on to the far end of the wheel as well. If you're very flexible, you might be able to push your heels all the way forward and bring your forehead, your top of the head, in front of your heels.
So it's between your root and your heels. And so go ahead, allow your knees to drop outwards, and then hold the feet or hold the wheel. Push the wheel forward, bit by bit, so you feel the spine lengthening. And then coming back, Paschimottanasana. Place your feet, legs are straight now. And from here, again, option of just trying to, depending on your flexibility, you might have to have your knees a little bent, your belly on your thighs, and take hold of the heels like this. More flexible, keep your legs straight, and even more flexible, reach for the far end of the wheel and bring your body flat onto your legs. Try to imagine trying to get your chest beyond your knees. Just like that. Okay. Take your attention to the base of the spine. That's it. Good. Keep on imagining you're trying to get your chest in front of your knees. Now release that, counter pose, Purvottanasana. Bring your hands behind your back, fingers facing away. And from here, push with your hands, lift your seat, and then point the toes. Your chest, your straight line from the shoulders all the way to the heels. Allow the head to drop back, take a breath. Now for a challenge, stay here, raise your right leg up. If that doesn't go, don't worry about it. Good. And then see if you can you have to really dig in the heel, and then see if you can raise the left leg up. Good. Lower the seat down from here. Come into either a lotus pose or a cross-legged pose if you don't have a lotus. If you do a lotus, your right leg comes on top first. Okay, if not, don't worry about it. You can either have your right hand behind your back or go to the right for a little bit, bring your right arm all the way around the body and take hold of the foot if you can. Or just bring your hand onto your thigh and just onto the top of the thigh, close to your hip. Bring your wheel right beside your right hip and then use your left hand to push the wheel back behind you. As you inhale, lift up through the chest. As you exhale, push the wheel further back. If you have the foot, pull on the foot. Turn your body all the way to the right. Coming back, and then change your lotus around or change your cross legs, whatever, bring the other leg in front. If you don't have a full lotus, you can do a half lotus. If you don't have a lotus, you can also just bring your heel to the root and your left foot goes across, your toes to the knee. So always an option, always different things you can do. If you want, again, your left hand right down in the back against the seat, or reach around, take your hand, press it into the top of your right leg, close to your thigh, close to your hip, or take hold of the foot. Your wheel's beside your left hip, and use your right hand to push the wheel back further behind you. If you have the foot in a bind, pull on the foot. Inhale, sit tall, exhale, keep pushing your wheel further back behind you. Spine stays tall.
slowly release. Lie on your back for Shavasana. So if you want, you can not use a wheel at all, or you can rest the wheel, just rest on your abdomen with the bottom edge of the wheel just somewhere on the thighs, the top of the wheel just on the belly, or you can bring your head inside the wheel. So you're looking on the inside of the wheel. It's not necessary, but if you want to use a wheel even here, you can just do this. And just lie down. Rest in Shavasana. Let go of all fatigue. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, imagine you're fainting, go unconscious. All the muscles just relax instantaneously. Inhale, imagine the best coming in. Imagine it coming in like great beams of light coming right into the skin, like this, like you're soaking up the rays of the sunlight of the sun. As you exhale, just allow it to all diffuse throughout your whole being. Feel recharged, feel rejuvenated, feel empowered. Feel nourished. All this coming in from all beings around you, doing the same thing with the same intention, all trying to attain self-realization. That's the ultimate goal. And bringing others to that same state. And we do this this is one way we can do this, by offering up the practice and sharing all the benefits with all beings. Imagine that everything that you take in, that comes in, is going right to the spiritual heart where God resides. And as God is equally present in all beings, all these benefits go automatically out to all beings as well. Repeat the following sentence to yourself 3 times to ingrain it firmly in your heart and mind. Come back to it each and every day to see its realization each and every day. I radiate peace, love, and joy all day, every day. Say that to yourself mentally 3 times. Radiate peace, love, and joy all day, every day. Shanti, Om Shanti, Om Shanti, Om Shanti, Om Shanti,
Om Shanti. 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 Ever so slowly, bring your attention back to the body. Start to become aware of the fingers, toes, arms, legs, the breath, the other forces that animate the body. Introduce a little bit of movement if you like. Wiggling them, the fingers and toes, moving the legs, stretching a little bit if you like. Rolling to one side, coming back to seated position whenever you're ready. Once you're seated, just sit tall and supreme. Close the practice with Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Instill the peace deep within. Send it out to all beings everywhere. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Be receptive to the grace of God. All is within. Namaste. Thank you so much for coming, everybody. I hope that was helpful. And like I said, I'll send out this recording so that everyone will have it if you want to ever do it again or whatever, if you missed any of it. You can always refer back to it. I do this with all my recordings, so yeah. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Have a wonderful day, and I do these every month, so different subjects or whatever. Sometimes it's just a master flow class, sometimes it's a workshop like this wheel. If you have any special needs or any special requests, just let me know and I'm happy to do something for you. Okay, so thank you so much.
Thank you.
Have a wonderful day, everybody.